What is up, F and True followers and the members of the YWC? JC Styles here with the F and brand of wrestling and entertainment here on YouTube.com with the March 12th, 2012 Raw review. Raw just went off the air, so I'm going to get right into it. If you guys see me looking down, it's just because I'm viewing my notes. So here we go. We start off the show with Jerry the King Lawler in the ring, hyping up the Rock Cena segments for later in the night. We then see Jerry the King Lawler introduce John Cena. As John Cena comes out with the throwback jersey, the chain and padlock, we see him with the backwards hat fitted, the throwback jersey, his old Reebok or Adidas or whatever they were, pumps, and the jeans. And during the whole promo, he was kind of looking like he really didn't want to be doing this. It looked like he didn't feel comfortable in that role anymore. You know, and I can relate to that, you know, being caught up in the same role for so long. You know, it kind of takes a toll on you, and then having to go back of not doing it for so long. But we see the John Cena cut a rap on The Rock, and basically we see him refer to putting his nuts on The Rock's face. He brings up making The Rock his bitch. You know, talks about how Team Bring It is Team Lost It. You know, it was just a pretty good segment. We then see Vicky Guerrero come out, and everyone's like, "Excuse me." And she introduces Dolph Ziggler, who has a new t-shirt on WWEshop.com. And he's to take on Sheamus, where we see these two in a very great back-and-forth match. I mean, these guys were kicking out of each other's signatures. We see Sheamus, after a near two count on Dolph Ziggler had on Sheamus, we see Sheamus just quickly hit the bro kick and pick up the win. Then we see Santino Marella versus David which was supposed to be Santino and Oksana to take on David Otunga and a mystery partner, who was supposed to be another diva. It was going to be a mixed tag match. John Laurinaitis is sitting outside on commentary and grabs a mic and says, "You know what? I changed my mind. This is going to be a handicap match." And he brings out Mark Henry. So we see Mark Henry and David Otunga pick up the win over Santino. Post-match, we see them getting ready to beat down on Santino some more, and we see Kofi Kingston jump into the ring and hit with a World's Strongest Slam. R-Truth hits the ring, and we see him get hit by David Otunga's one-leg spine buster that he does, and John Laurinaitis introduces Mark Henry as the new member of Team Laurinaitis at WrestleMania. We then see The Miz backstage talking to John Laurinaitis, saying that he wants a chance to prove himself to be on Team Laurinaitis at WrestleMania, and we see John Laurinaitis put him in a match against CM Punk with the stipulation if he won, he could be a part of Team Laurinaitis. We see the return of Brodus Funkasaurus Clay, the Funkasaurus Brodus Clay, and they took this character off TV for a while, I guess, because it really wasn't getting over with the fans. And you know, from tonight, it looked like everyone was really into it again, and I would like to see Brodus Clay taken a little bit more seriously. I know that the whole dancing gimmick, you know, big guys dancing, this and that, all that, isn't really the greatest thing for TV. I mean, hey, I've said it numerous times. If Dusty Rhodes can make it happen, Brodus Clay can make it happen. We see Brodus Clay pick up the win over Jinder Mahal. Then we see Shawn Michaels walking backstage, and he comes up after the commercial break, talks about, and we see him get a really good reaction from the crowd like he always does. He talks about Triple H and the comments that Triple H made last week about how the people were going around his back talking about him, calling him a loser, a failure. And Shawn was talking about walking backstage, how he was hanging out with everybody and no one said anything to him. But the only person that's really going around saying that Shawn's a loser and a failure is The Undertaker. So he calls Taker out. These two guys go back and forth. Shawn says, "Isn't it ironic that the man whose career you ended has to count the 3 if your shoulders are on the mat?" And they go back and forth. Undertaker talks about he's ready to take a win or a loss at WrestleMania, but if the win or the loss isn't pure, there's going to be hell to pay. And basically in those words, he was like threatening Shawn, "You better not let your ego get in the way, get involved." I see it happening. I have a feeling I see Shawn Michaels helping Triple H, or I see Shawn Michaels helping Undertaker to screw over Triple H, but I can't really see it happening. Please stay tuned for more on that topic for the WrestleMania predictions coming later in the week. Then we see Shawn Michaels walk up to the stage, and we see Triple H walking out. As Shawn makes his departure, Triple H does the DX chop. We see CM Punk pick up the win over The Miz. Now, this was a pretty good match as well. Post-match, we see Chris Jericho appear up on the big screen and says he has some good dirt on CM Punk. He talks about how Punk was straight edge since joining the WWE. He brings up how CM Punk's father was an alcoholic and always let him down. He talked about how CM Punk's father was a failure as a father, and how the alcohol is also not only in his father's genes but in Punk's genes, and how Chris Jericho is going to cause CM Punk to take a drink of alcohol and become what he hates the most. And it was just a really dark, sinister promo by Chris Jericho, and we kind of see CM Punk post promo, and he's like, he doesn't know what to say, and it looks like he was getting ready to break down in the ring. He picked up the title and just walked off without even saying anything, and you know that really got under Punk's skin. I mean, I have it word for word. Jericho says alcohol is in Punk's blood, and that eats at him. Jericho says he has found something that gives Punk nightmares and terrifies him. Jericho says Punk craves alcohol. Jericho says he's going to be the one to make Punk drink. After April 1st, Jericho will be recognized as being the best in the world and the new WWE champion. And Punk will be known as being as his father was, and that's a pathetic drunk. And that's I've really, to be honest, I really didn't know that about CM Punk. And if that is true, I'm going to do more research into this topic and see if it is true. And if it is, I give CM Punk so much credit for allowing the WWE to bring that into light, because CM Punk strives on being straight edge and alcohol free and drug free, and it's just, really big thing that they brought that up. Then we see Randy Orton pick up the win over Jack Swagger. Post-match, Kane's pyro hits. The arena goes red. And we see, Randy Orton picking up, looking up around everywhere to see where Kane is. Kane is nowhere to be found. We also speculating that we're going to see Kane and Orton at WrestleMania, so that could be a possible another match added. But once that is confirmed, we will bring you the update on that. Then we get set for the Rock concert. The Rock walks out with a guitar. Rock comes out and says, "This is the biggest crowd in history in the WWE in Cleveland." Rock starts ripping on Cena and says he's what you want. He's what you get when Vanilla Ice gets busy with a Teletubby. And that was just, they actually had Vanilla Ice, a purple Teletubby, and then John Cena wearing his purple Never Give Up, going like this. It was just really funny. Then The Rock sits down and starts doing his Cleveland Rocks version, his version of Cleveland Rocks. Talks about visiting John's mother, talking to John, talk about going and getting busy with John's mom, and just really giving it to her, and it was just a really fire Rock promo. And then they end it with "We Will Rock You, Cena Sucks," and The Rock says at WrestleMania The Rock will be putting boots to ashes, and we close out the night. I mean, tonight was a very good promo-wise. Raw is getting better and better each week as we get closer to WrestleMania 28. Guys, please check out the new videos that I posted up about WrestleMania 28 today, earlier in the night. Also, please check out Fight Nation Wrestling for exclusive updates and videos, as well as the F and True Click. And also, please stay tuned for WrestleMania Epic Discussion with James from We Are Pro Wrestling and Chronics from the Most Extreme Wrestling this coming Thursday night. So please stay tuned for that. Also stay tuned for our WrestleMania 28 predictions and any other updates that we put out. Thanks for watching and have a great night.